Crossing the Line is not a show intended to bully or harass anyone. Do not go out of your way to mess with the authors who write these fanfics. They make what we do possible. Thanks. Enjoy.
No, it's time for something completely different.
Today was the first listening in my new home of the Chris Chan doc, which is now back at the time of recording.
At the time of recording, Geno Samuel has returned for Chris Chan Comprehensive History Episode 60.
I saw somebody I know in real life in this episode, which was weird.
That's so surreal, my god.
It was Steven.
He was not here. It was not the real Blue Breed. Though if he was in the lore somewhere and didn't tell us, I would be weirded out to see that.
Just a photo of Steven.
Yeah.
Not even like a Twitter interaction, a literal in-person thing.
That's what I saw with my friend. It was weird.
Yeah, oh my god.
They were at the MagFest with Chris, Dean. We were also just playing the demo of Blue Reflection Second Light, which is like Yandere Sim, but not
bad.
Not bad. It's like, I don't know. It was okay. The Steam reviews appear to be positive.
I had downloaded it on a whim as we were killing time before podcasting, and we spent a lot more time with it than we expected to. I had fun.
It's like a Schoolgirls Light thing where they all appear in a school and lost their memory and have to cook with each other and have fun. But then also when they leave their house to get items, they encounter beasts and have weapons. Which is really weird.
Big Tit Kokoro has a big tit blaster gun.
Yeah, one of them has a gun. The other ones have like scythes and hula hoops and stuff.
They just come across this fucking... What are those things called from friggin' Evangelion?
Angel?
Yeah, they just come across this fucking angel-looking dog in the woods, and they just pull out fucking weapons from behind their backs.
We were like, whoa.
Hey, wait a minute.
I kind of pieced it together because there were stats in the menu, but I didn't expect them to actually pull out hell weapons, but it was fine. There's a photo mode, of course. There's erotic DLC that you can look forward to.
We can't play it yet because we've been playing Shenmue 1 on Dreamcast for like 2 years, and we're still working on it. The freaking box forklift section is so long.
Every single day, Rio has to go to work and make his ends meet.
The voice acting in that game is so good. I love Shenmue.
Same.
You know what other video game I love?
What?
Sly Cooper 1 and 2 and partially the third one because I haven't beat that one yet.
Woo! Wow.
Hell yeah.
I love Sly Cooper.
Bum, bum, ba-dum, bum.
I have fond memories.
Is that the end of the song?
That's the mission complete sound effect. It goes dun, 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 dun.
What's everybody's experience with Sly Cooper?
Welcome to Crossing the Line, a fanfiction podcast where we read, review, and critique fanfiction for your listening pleasure. I'm George Jeepel. As always, I've got my two glorious co-hosts, Elias Viva Vlogs.
Hello.
And Steven Bloober Breed.
Hello.
I played Sly Cooper fairly recently, just a few years ago. I never played it before. I said, hey, this game's pretty cool, actually. I played the second one. I also thought it was pretty cool, and I started the third one and forgot to get back to it.
I've played them as a child, and I played them again on the PS3 remaster. I like them. I've never played the PS3 one, Thieves in Time, because I didn't hear good things, and I was happy to preserve my memories of it, so that's it.
Let's see here. I've played and beaten the first and second one. Third one I had on like a demo disc that had like other demos on it at the time. Like it had oddly enough, the demo included the lemonade contest and then like the fight after the lemonade contest and like a 2-player mode, which is like a thief and cop mode where one is Carmelita and one is Sly.
I played that a lot. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Carmelita's kind of pretty, yeah.
I love Carmelita. She's great. I just wish here's a good question. Which ethnicity do you prefer for Carmelita out of the fucking 3 that she's had in the damn series?
I was gonna say, didn't she have voice actor change?
Every game.
French, American, fucking Hispanic.
Yeah.
Literally.
She's had a different voice actor in every game.
It's true.
Her model in 4 is kind of not great.
I think that the Spanish one makes the most sense, since she's Carmelita, I guess. I don't know if I have a preference.
But whatever gets the job done, Sucker Punch?
Yeah, like for me, I don't really care. She's an Interpol police, and she goes from being in France to like being all over the world. It makes sense she would have like different dialects depending on where she's centered. But like, I guess I'd prefer. I like her American voice a lot. I don't know what it is, but like, I don't know. It fits her attitude more, I guess.
It's nice that Carmelita has as much of a personality and like a memorable character as the other cast members, which are all also very memorable. They did a great job with like the heist movie parody, where like they introduced the villain, and like it just makes everything really memorable, and like it's just a great production value game for PS2. It's like really ahead of its time.
Yeah, it has a shit ton of personality to it.
Yeah.
Like everything feels lively.
Absolutely. I appreciate that it kind of goes the One Piece route. Much like in One Piece, how the Straw Hats aren't necessarily bad people. They're considered bad people strictly by their status as pirates. Whereas the Cooper clan and the Sly's gang, like, they steal what they steal from other thieves. That's their entire lineage, is they're master thieves that steal from other thieves because they're so good that stealing from normal people is fucking boring.
Yeah, it's very cool. I really like is it the first one where you're like following in the footsteps of your ancestors and getting their like skills and stuff?
Essentially, like in every game you do unlock like different skills when you get all the bottles, but like the first one is when you like learn all the basic ones from like the pages of the Thievius Raccoonus.
Yeah, that was super cool. And then the second one is like the one where you're going and defeating all the villains, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's very cool too.
Oh yeah.
It's nice. It's a good way to show progression throughout the platformer.
Oh, absolutely. So, let's see. What's everyone's favorite Sly Cooper character?
I really like Bentley's wheelchair mode. I think it's really fun.
Hell yeah.
I mean, obviously Sly's gameplay is really good too. I just thought it was fun to roll around with Bentley.
I like Sly. I think he's a great leading man, but they all play off of each other very nicely.
Agreed.
You have to say Murray.
Murray.
I like the Murray, but
we took the other characters.
they're all good. They're like just three best friends. Sly 2 really accentuates their bond because each one has an arc. Like fucking, yeah. I love when Sly and Bentley are knocked out by the big tiger guy Rajan, and fucking Murray's just trapped in an electric fence with Rajan and it turns into a fucking fist fighter.
Oh, yeah.
You beat the shit out of him, and then he gets arrested by Interpol. It's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that game's really nice. All the art for it's really good too. Crazy how many times they like keep trying to do Sly stuff, but then it just falls flat. Like, remember how dirty they made him look in the movie trailer? Murray, I mean. He looked so greasy in his wife beater.
It's a shame because
it is a wife beater.
It is. I love how the other two look. That's the worst part. Like Bentley and Sly looked perfect.
I'm assuming that movie got canned. I haven't heard anything about it in years.
Yeah, it got canned, unfortunately. It got canned the same reason Popeye got canned originally, because the fucking Emoji Movie.
Whoa, was it going to be a Sony figure?
It was, yeah.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Sly is like a Sony IP.
It's a shame because it really like plays into the heist movie aesthetic. It would have been perfect for a movie if they had the right director.
We have a new movie coming out very soon this month.
I'm the bad guy or whatever.
Yeah, the bad guys. So like, I imagine it would be sort of like that in a sense. Not the same kind of character arc of course, from what I get in the trailers, it's completely different, but just like I can see it being in the same vein.
You wanted to destroy that tarantula.
I do. That tarantula's cute as hell.
The bad guys, huh?
The bad guys. It looks really decent.
Is it also Sony Pictures? God damn. Those guys are fucking busy.
Oh, wait. Is it Sony?
I was going to say, because like they just had Mitchell's versus the Machines, and now Spider-Verse 2 is like coming out this year.
It's either Sony or Paramount.
It's Blue Sky.
Blue Sky?
No.
No, I was about to say, because I know there's like
Blue Sky's fucking dead, and now Ice Age is a Disney original.
Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I heard for the longest time on fucking Twitter that like Scrat was like copyrighted by somebody, and apparently they got the rights to him back, so Scrat can't appear in a new Ice Age. But then
That's hilarious.
Yeah, but then like they announced, I think, a Scrat miniseries or some shit. So like, who knows how that what that situation is?
I hope when Disney makes their Smash Brothers knockoff that Manny is a playable, or not Manny. Is that his name, Manny, the mammoth?
Yeah.
I hope Manny's a playable character.
Hell
He's a fucking giant mammoth, like 3 times bigger than any other character.
I would love that.
Manny the Mammoth versus Buzz Lightyear.
Sly Cooper is great for fanfiction because the characters are really strong, so I'm excited to see what we have today.
Yeah.
The characters are strong. It has a very good plot. For those who didn't play Thieves in Time or aren't familiar with it, I guess I should go ahead and spoil the ending here, just because like it is pertinent to what a lot of these fan fictions are. It's a time travel plot, essentially. At the end of Thieves in Time, Sly gets trapped in a random point in the timeline, and essentially it leaves off with everyone trying to rebuild a time machine to try and find him.
So he could show up in any wonderful world at any given point in time.
So he could fight Clockworth again in Sly 4.
Yeah.
So he can fight Professor Farnsworth in the year 3000.
Exactly, and that's the awesome thing, too. In Sly 4, you're traveling through different time periods, and if you look, there's always a Clockwork somewhere in the background, like, watching you. Which
that's cool.
It's amazing. Because you're like meeting your ancestors, and in the Thievius Raccoonus, you always see Clockwork in the background. So like it actually plays off of that.
Yeah.
Did you watch a video on that or something? Because that was a PS3 exclusive.
I watched. Let's see here. For the 4th one, I didn't play. I watched all the cutscenes essentially, and then I also like came across a video that was like, oh, Clockwork shows up in 4, and then that shows that Easter egg I just discussed.
Is it Clockwork or Clockworth?
Clockwork.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how about you get us started then, Steven?
Okay, dope.
You're the Sly Cooper man.
I love that boy. I wish they'd give him a cartoon.
If you had a crown that had Sly Cooper's face on it, you'd be the one to wear it.
It's like the goofy 1-up icon.
What?
Not the 1-up icon, the save data icon from friggin' the first game.
I was thinking of the character Goofy.
Yeah, me too.
What are you talking
Goofy's
about?
save icon of Kingdom Hearts.
Goofy's 1-up bubble from Goof Troop, which is just a fucking diamond.
They were having the argument again. Every time, without fail. It had been a lazy Sunday afternoon in their apartment. Clank was reading Aristotle or Plato or some other dead, boring Greek guy Ratchet didn't care about.
Their apartment.
Talwyn had been on the phone to Sasha discussing an especially flatulent coworker, and Ratchet had converted the dinner table into a workshop, busily tinkering with his chicken-matic 4000. Sure, it still turned his enemies into chickens, but something had went wrong, and they also became 50 feet tall, carnivorous, and capable of breathing fire.
That's scary.
It
Chickens are evil.
All in all, a nice normal day, until the droning voice came from the TV. And now, they drawled, the epic 1983 space opera, Star Wars Return of the Jedi. A second later, there was total silence. Crap. Ratchet muttered, the tiny screwdriver falling through his fingers. Oh, crap. Now, guys, he begged them, standing to his feet. Let's not do our usual thing, and Talwyn's dark eyebrows lowered, her gaze shifted to Clank. Sasha, she glowered. I'll call you back. Somewhere in his tiny body, Clank let out a sigh. My apologies, Tacitus, he murmured.
Testicle?
Like Tacitus, Tacitus, or something like this. Tacitus, he murmured, gently closing his heavy tome, his Bible.
Closing his tomb. Kills tinnitus.
He gets tinnitus.
He's made of metal.
Something has come up. And that something Ratchet knew was George Goddamn Lucas.
Steven, you know these aren't Sly characters, right?
I know it's Ratchet and Clank, but it came up, and it was, the name of the thing was so funny to me.
Is George Lucas here, or is it just him being upset the movie's on?
Ratchet just doesn't like Star Wars movies.
He knew that Clank would make him watch it.
Especially Episode 6.
Clank is gonna go, I love the Disney trilogy, it's so misunderstood. Ray is
Ratchet's gonna go, stop watching YouTube videos. It is not misunderstood.
Ray is not a Mary Sue. She's just incredibly powerful and without flaw.
And that's how all women should be portrayed. Don't you agree, Ratchet?
Don't you agree, Ratchet?
All women are queens. I guess, but it's not a very interesting story.
I'm glad they killed off Han Solo, said his son, the black one.
What? Han Solo!
Clank's like, you did actually watch it, right? Sorry if I spoiled that.
It's terribly sorry if I spoiled that little mark for you.
It doesn't matter anymore. We have a better Han Solo in the form of the black one now.
The black one?
I don't fucking know the lore of the new movies.
His name's like...
He was like a clone trooper. Shit, what's his name?
I only know Ren. Even though I watched the movies.
I've only seen the episode 7, but it was like he had like a stormtrooper code, and then they just named him after that.
He played a very small role in later movies, so it's like
that's
I don't know.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
I really thought he was gonna be the main character when I first watched the Disney.
Yeah.
He seemed like a really good main character, but that's sad to see he just got sidelined. Poe Dameron fucking showed up twice in the first movie, but he's apparently super important later on.
It's here. And Ratchet knew was George Goddamn Lucas. I do so enjoy this movie, Clank trilled, snuggling up on the couch.
His little climbing up to sit on the couch.
The Rotten Tomato scores is actually representative of the movie. Wouldn't you agree, Ratchet?
Check the audience score. That's far more accurate.
Here we go again.
I enjoy laughing at it, Talwyn grunted, plonking herself right beside him. I mean,
Talwyn?
I have no idea.
Oh,
Steven!
I don't know. It's Sly Cooper. I'm trying. I'll tell you the fucking title of this after podcast. It killed me. I mean, Ewoks? Really?
This is Talwyn from Ratchet and Clank.
Oh my god.
Damn, alright. I gotta play Ratchet.
She looks kind of like that evil woman from Jimmy Neutron.
She's like a young elf woman for the audience.
I see.
Remember when they added Rivet into the new Ratchet and Clank and everyone said,
Rivet's good. I love her fucking wink. That animation alone, won me over with her.
That entire game's animated like a DreamWorks film. It's nuts.
It is. My god. Play Ratchet and Clank.
Talwyn is voiced by Tara Strong, if that helps you.
Oh, okay. Truly. I mean, Ewoks? Really? Ratchet's hucked up scarier things in the sink. And you're telling me we're meant to believe that the stormtroopers are going to just roll over and die because they stumbled onto Teddy Bear's picnic?
They threw those rocks really hard at them. They pierced their armor.
Her ruddy lips twisted in derision. Silly, she grimaced. It's too silly. Clank, perhaps having read too much of his philosophers, bobbed his silver head curiously. Life is silly, he pointed out, an argument to which Talwyn could only blink, as though the wheels and cogs of her brain were struggling to process so insufficient an argument.
He's just trying to watch the damn movie.
He's trying.
He's seen this movie already.
It's like a Pokemon fan versus a Pokemon Twitter.
George Lucas isn't even involved with these movies anymore.
They're talking about episode 6.
Oh, okay.
That's right.
Did you know that originally the Ewoks were gonna be baby Wookiees?
Really? I guess that would make more sense.
Could you imagine if they all grew up and went and it overlaid the same sound effect like 12 times?
Yeah.
I could see it. They could also play that as like...
You could see it. You want to hear 12 times over, blowing out all your speakers?
I guess what I mean is I could see it because it would explain why they're like so strong, like when they're so little, because like Wookiees are so strong.
I guess.
To an extent.
They're not actually on Endor. They're on the forest moon of Endor.
And you make it sillier by taking things so seriously, he said. Go on.
He's ruining her life.
Go on. She almost smiled. Ratchet thought she sounded a little impressed. Consider, Clank argued, you are sitting beside a talking robot and are currently romantically affiliated with a space cat who is building a gun which can turn his enemies into chickens. Tolwyn gave a contemplative bob of the head, silently conceding the merit of his words. Fair point, she hummed. Fair point. But there's one thing you're missing. Which is? Clank inquired, green eyes narrowing. Ewoks are ridiculous, she raged. I mean, my God, third film, final movie, and how'd you end it? With those things! No effort, no real point. But you gotta move the merchandise, right? And what sells better than grunting, squeaking, pint-sized hairballs? Ratchet gave a nervous cough. All right! Lightsabers! Darth Vader! Luke! Obi-Wan! Darth Maul! Boba Fett! Things which took work! Things which were visually pleasing! Which took more than 5 damn minutes to think up!
Darth Maul is entirely just visually pleasing.
She's gonna hate the prequels.
I love Darth Maul, but mainly because of how he's portrayed in the fucking Clone Wars series, because there he's actually allowed to talk and have a character. In the movie, he's just, like, mute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just shows up, and then Bully Maguire kicks the chair at him.
And it splits him in half.
In my favorite YouTube edit.
No, he's portraying Darth Maul, never mind.
Okay.
Go on YouTube and look up Bully Maguire.
Qui-Gon never had a chance.
That is all.
Stings,
doesn't it? How'd that get in there?
Clang's tiny arms folded. He was getting annoyed. Miss Apogee, he glowered, and Ratchet swore he heard a tongue click. You are being facetious. If I knew what that meant, she frowned, I might take offense. Ratchet took the cue. He skipped between them both, smiling nervously, his palms held up in truce. Guys, come on. He entreated them, trying to laugh. Look, let's all agree that as bad as the Ewoks might or might not have been, they're still better than Kylo Ren. Oh, God! Tolwyn groaned, shaking her head. I almost forgot about him. Terrible, agreed Clank.
Interesting.
That was a close one. Clank almost broke one of the 3 rules of robotics.
And he's such a little whiner, she went on, the two suddenly chuckling sweetly. He's all like, whoa, dude, look at my lightsaber. It's like 3 lightsabers, bro. I'm totally extreme. He has no personality, Clank agreed, making Ratchet smile. The little tin can didn't let his inner critic out often, but when he did, it was brutal.
His inner critic.
Inner nostalgia critic.
He gets a little tie and glasses.
And a hat.
And whilst I initially thought him just an inferior clone of Darth Vader, I have realized how wrong that was. A clone is not, by nature, the sum of its parts. Kylo is. He is more like a cheap and unhygienic burger, accumulating the grease and refuse of better burgers.
Is this gonna talk about Sly Cooper? It's just critiquing Star Wars.
I fucking hope, but this is funny.
I did not expect them to have the prequels in this, or the Disney sequels in this world when they went on about the third movie.
The name of this did not tell me this would happen at all.
Did you even read the description?
I did.
Did it mention Sly Cooper at all?
It did.
How long is it?
It is 1,000-something words.
Well, he
It's
better
not
show
long.
the fuck up.
I hope.
He's on thin ice.
A mock Donald Whopper with extra fail, Tawin grinned.
God damn.
Clank wagged a silvery finger approving.
DM Tara Strong and ask if she can say that.
Mock Donald, he smiled. Precisely. And that, it appeared, had settled the Ewok debate. It was often so between them. Most of the time they were the best of friends, and although Clank might have huffed when Tawin scooped him up for a hug, he smiled when no one was watching. But when they disagreed, all bets were off. The two were as stubborn as each other. Smiling at their chatter, Ratchet almost didn't hear the rap at the door. I'm coming, he sighed, shaking himself back to his senses.
Murray's out there rapping.
The knock came again, louder, more desperate. Shut up already, he snapped. You'll bust the hinges. The hinges, though, still served their purpose. When Ratchet turned the handle and opened the door, it didn't jam or stick. He saw their guest perfectly. The sight turned his stomach. That gray fur, those beady eyes which always seemed to dart and shift, the long claws which fiddled and fidgeted, and, as always, the stench of cheap cologne nabbed from a motel bedstand.
Who is this?
Ratchet breathed in and gritted his fangs. Sly. He gulped. What do you want? Behind him, the TV went dead. Nothing stirred. It was as though they had all seen a ghost. The raccoon, bizarrely, had not come in his usual garb. It was common to see him in his flat cap, twiddling the hilt of his shimmering cane. Now, though, he seemed distinctly less impressive. Plain white-gray slacks. Sly looked as though he'd stepped out of an office cubicle. Or a jail cell, Ratchet warned himself. Their guest raised a gray palm, leaning his head in, smiling at Clank and Tawin. Hiya, he smiled nervously, speaking slow and soft. Been a while, huh? Hey, Ratchet, could he sighed, his eyes dropping. Can I come in, man? Just for a minute, just to talk. Baffled and half sure it was all a horrible dream, Ratchet stepped aside.
He just showed up.
What is their history that's causing Ratchet to be this apprehensive?
I don't know. All we know is there's a lot of Star Wars drama.
They think really poorly of his hygiene.
He's really let himself go, probably because of Star Wars.
Gray slacks. Sly walked beneath the threshold, but did not strut as he used to. His shoulders were hunched up, his step less sure. Nice place, he remarked, looking all around. Real nice place, man. You've done well for yourself out here. I'm happy for you.
Handout.
Yeah.
No silverware, Ratchet blurted out before he could stop himself.
What?
Steal his silverware.
The raccoon flinched back. What? We don't keep any silverware here, he repeated, finding a little courage. We take out most nights, and we don't have any cash hidden under our beds or stuffed under the couch or whatever. Slice shook his head, his pointy ears drooping a little. Come on. Come on now, it ain't like that, man. Behind him, Tawin sprung to her feet, her teal eyes bulging. Oh no? Remember back when I was single? Remember when you ran that dating agency?
Oh no, what did he do?
Sly mumbled something inaudible.
Fucking
Bitch. Damn. Contest.
Damn.
Remember how much money I paid up front? Yeah, Sly squeaked, shrinking inwards. How much? She prodded. Come on, tell me, how much did I give you? The exact amount. His shoulders shrugged. $500. $500, spat Talwyn. And who'd you set me up with? Who was it again? A rich, successful actor, and who actually turned up? A cardboard cutout of Ted Danson, which I had to sign for? And when I wanted a dog, Clank scowled. What was I provided with instead? An anatomically incorrect drawing. Dogs do not have tentacles. My niece drew it. Sly fumbled, not knowing where to look. She was really into manga and, To hell with your niece, growled Talwyn. So there's no dog, moped Clank. And with a sigh, Ratchet spoke up, veiling his face with his hands. Why'd you come here? He grumbled. Last time we met, you were going to be this big movie star, and then nothing. So unless you've got some money or a spare sports car, maybe, I don't think we've got much to say to each other. No money, Sly mourned, his head hanging low. No sports car either. Hollywood doesn't want me anymore, and things were going so well, too. So how'd you screw it all up? Asked Ratchet. Drugs? Booze? What? No, balks Sly. Brendan Fraser. Buddy comedy. Massive disaster. Look, I don't want to talk about it. Point is, after I was ran out of town, things got worse. I found myself wandering every back alley from here to Syracuse, playing the evil boyfriend in some British soap opera, and at my lowest ebb, I even took a job in Call of Duty. They all gasped. I lost the fire, man, Sly sulked. Like there was no point to nothing. I was dead. I was dead. I saw the white light, my life flashing, everything, and then, out of nowhere, it happened. Ratchet raised an eyebrow. What? The raccoon took his shoulder, stared deep in his eyes, and smiled. I found Jesus.
Oh my god.
That's why he's wearing all white.
You can meet anyone in a perp walk, scoffed Talwyn. The JC saved me, Sly explained, nodding sagely.
The JC.
I have seen the light, my friends, and now I know what I have to do. I have to find everyone I screwed over and ask their forgiveness. So how about it? Ratchet, Clank, Talwyn, she hissed. Will you forgive me? Begged Sly, arms outstretched. Will you forgive a damn fool raccoon who's sorry? Will you accept my apology for Jesus? Ratchet scratched his head. I'm actually agnostic, so, Tudding, the raccoon took his hand and held it tight. This isn't about religion. Ratchet blanched, noticing the sparkle of fresh tears in his eyes. This is about me making everything right and turning over a new leaf, and I have a lot to say sorry for. To you especially, for being so arrogant, so stuck up, for that time I stole your hat, and tried to con you into giving me power of attorney, and all those rumors I've been spreading about you on the internet. What? Just a lot of nonsense about gerbils and funnels, that's not the point. Sly waved away the subject. I'm just asking for a clean slate. Haven't you ever wanted that? Haven't you ever made mistakes, done something wrong, wanted to atone? He nodded to himself, looking away. In his mind, he could hear old voices, one of them his own. He could see Alistair, desperate and cleaning, manipulating him like a puppet. He could see Clank, leaving, vanishing as he stood there, just gawking away. He could see himself pining for a world he had never known, pushing others away, abandoning them. Ratchet, I'm sorry. He closed his eyes and tried to smile. Okay.
For Tallin and Clank, that seemed to be enough. With smiles on their face, they walked over and shook his hand. Apologies were made, and whilst no friendships were forged, those apologies were accepted. By the time the raccoon left, the air seemed sweeter, and all their arguing over Star Wars suddenly didn't seem quite so important. Oof, Ratchet exhaled, shutting the door behind Sly. That was different, huh?
That's such a genuine reaction. That's like something my dad would do.
Clank called his name. You know, he chuckled, resting his head against the wood. I had that guy figured wrong. Well, not for the first 10 years I knew him. For the first 10 years he was pretty awful, but now... Talwyn gave a sharp whistle, waved her arms. Now, Ratchet mused, turning around, I can really say, hand on heart, that Sly Cooper is... Where's the TV?!
Oh, no, we got him.
There's nothing left but an empty space. It was gone! Gone! Along with that galaxy far, far away! Gone! Along with Luke and Vader! Gone! Right along with those damned Ewoks!
How did we get the TV?
Cursing,
He held the
spitting.
circle button to sneak.
Press the X button to get some extra airtime.
He hooked it with his cane.
Cursing, spitting, hissing, they all peered out through the frame and glared down to the street and beyond all the tiny heads. A van was moving fast, and someone was hanging from the back. Someone clad in all blue leaning against a blurred speck of gold, which might have well been a cane, and waving. Ratchet, Talwyn whispered, massaging her temple. That gun you've been working on. How much longer till it's ready? About 3 hours, he sulked. Smiling doggedly, she clapped him on the shoulder, gifting the fleeing van with a creative hand gesture. Make it 1. The end.
God, that was all over the place.
That was great. That really gives you to follow a narrative.
It was really sweet and concise. I liked it.
Yeah.
I rate that a Star Wars Episode 5 out of 5.
I rate that 3 checks on the mission checklist, followed by a dun 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 dun.
I rate that Bentley describing the process of AA to Sly for the scheme.
Finding religion.
So then, you'll find the religion, and all you have to do is pretend to apologize to the people you've wronged. Well, you don't apologize, you just ask for forgiveness.
That fucking...
Okay. I already got mine pulled up, so I can go ahead and jump straight into another story.
Go ahead.
What the hell is your problem? A scream was heard throughout the house. The 2 women in the kitchen sighed, one hitting her head against the dining table, the other leaning against the counter, tired. They're at it again, the white-haired said as she walked over to the fridge, while the redhead stopped her pounding when she saw blood dripping on the table from her forehead. She looked pissed. My problem? Who the fuck told you you could use my toothbrush to clean the bathtub? A second yell came.
Yuck.
Okay, that's it, Ashley said as she stood outraged and walked to the door, only to be stopped by Jen. No. She put her arms in front of her. Breathe in and out. That's it, just like we practiced. Fuck you! They could hear Sly's voice.
Sly's voice?
It was followed by Fox's intense, fuck you! Back in the kitchen, Jen had lost all control of the situation and was now struggling to keep her underworldly friend away from the fight, failing miserably at it.
I've decided this is a Winx Club crossover. Because it's a bunch of names I don't know.
There was a chuckle coming from the upstairs hallway that they immediately recognized as the sexy raccoons.
Hell yeah.
What did you say? He asked, surprisingly calm.
Ooh.
I said, fuck you, Cooper, Fox answered, sure of himself. Sly laughed again. Sure thing, here and now. Bring it on.
Oh no.
Fox's confidence quivered, not quite getting the comment, yet not feeling particularly good about it. Downstairs, the all-too-corrupted in the ways of yaoi females stood frozen in mid-action. They understood perfectly well what the thief had meant, and they were
All the girls downstairs just freeze. Hold on.
Hey!
I just heard an innuendo upstairs.
They understood perfectly well what the thief had meant, and they were dwelling if they should interfere or have a little fun on their own, involving a video camera and lots of accidentally misplaced in the guy's room sex toys. What? Fox trembled. You wanna fuck me? Fine by me, but I get to be on top, Sly winked. Fox remained static for what seemed like hours, until he finally reacted by throwing his previously snatched from Sly toothbrush at the raccoon, who easily dodged, but by the time he looked back, Fox was already running down the stairs, out of the front door and probably out of the country, like his melee dash.
This side being goes shing.
Sly just chuckled and went back to his room. Fox ran mile after mile until he thought his heart would stop if he kept on going.
Snailing his Fox illusion.
He had reached the outskirts of town and now stood alone under a lonesome tree away from the highway. He had run out of the house in such a hassle, it would be no surprise to find Ashley holding a bat and standing behind the door waiting for him to come back. It was the middle of the night after all, and his wounds from his past encounter with Steve were still fresh.
Who are these characters?
I'm assuming the characters that aren't Sly Cooper and Fox McCloud are OCs, but I don't know.
I heard Silverhair. Was that the girl from Star Fox Adventures?
That's what I thought it would be, but no, yeah, I don't think
she's blue.
Yeah, her name's Crystal.
Yeah.
Right. I'm permanently tainted by the crystal doll made with real human bones.
Oh no, that's Sally Acorn.
Mm-hmm.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Made with real bones.
I know I've seen a crystal one too. Probably not with human bones. That'd be really weird. But
I saw a Renamon one that looked pretty nice.
yeah, there's that one.
She was sitting on the couch.
Isn't that one official?
No.
Okay, that's good to know.
He shivered at the memory of the reptile. So Steve's a reptile. We're learning.
Okay.
It's General Scales' first name.
Steve Scales.
Fox's heart was beating as if it was about to burst out of his chest. His breath came in heavy, panting, and he was flushed. He wanted so desperately to convince himself it was all due to the intensive running, but the lower part of his body disagreed.
He was running with a boner the whole time.
Fox trotting.
Yeah, foxtrotting fully erect.
Fuck you! He could still hear Sly's words in his head. A slight tingle ran up in between his legs. He had to bend down in order to keep from gasping, but bend down. He was so winded. He knew he had to take care of that little problem before he could go back home, so he reluctantly pulled down his pants.
Gotta do what I gotta do.
Under the lonesome hill not too far from the highway.
He's at a fucking overpass.
Yeah, he's like,
come on.
come on! It wasn't until the next morning that Sly Cooper heard the sound of the front door slamming. He was assaulting the fridge, stealing Ashley's yogurts and Gen's apple pie just for the sake of stealing something.
Stealing his roommate's food.
He's having apple pie for breakfast.
He's gonna fuck the pie.
He could hear Fox's heavy steps against the carpet, and he could smell the stink of grass, dirt, and sweat. And something else he couldn't place. The gray fox... Cum. Grass, dirt, sweat, and cum. The gray fox made his way up to the stairs after a few exhausted sighs, and still the raccoon didn't move until he heard the water pouring from the shower. His roommate's odd attitude sparked the curiosity in the thief, and nothing, not even the slightly hidden special cheese Ashley liked so much, could stop him from going to investigate. Once he reached the bathroom door, he tried to open it only to notice it was locked.
Yeah.
Of course Fox was that cautious. But he also often overlooked that for Sly, picking locks was like a child's game.
He also overlooked that. He just expected you as his roommate to not lock the door.
To not unlock the locked door,
The bathroom door.
and molest him.
He's gonna mash his cane into the lock and turn it.
He's gonna hear the sound of Slide like jamming his cane against the door.
He's not even putting in the lock. He's like just trying to pry it open like a crowbar.
His family's relic crane. He's gonna pry open the door.
His dad's fucking cane.
He sees the other end of the golden cane like on the other side of the door.
With the stealthiness only the Coopers possessed, the raccoon...
Oh my god.
Yeah.
The raccoon made his way inside without being noticed. Once there, he positioned himself so he could have a better look at Fox without risking being seen. He froze. Fox's face was flushed, but the hot water didn't play a part in it. He was leaning against the side wall of the shower, gaze lost in the white steam floating by the ceiling, hand working rapidly way lower than what Sly had expected.
Oh no.
So he's
Way lower.
He's double dipping. Yeah, down to his knees. He's doing the Charleston.
Oh. I just assumed working was a euphemism.
No, he is.
Doing the Charleston.
Yes. He stared at the scene for a few minutes, unable to blink, let alone to look away. Then, just as Sly became aware of his own excitement, and the other one came to a climax, Fox, by chance of fate, decided to turn his head in the same direction he was being watched from. There was a moment when the world seemed to stop for the both of them. The canine was the first to break the charm by throwing a punch at the peeping Tom and storming out of the bathroom. Sly never knew what hit him, and frankly, he couldn't have cared less. He was putting the whole scene on replay in his mind while a dumbfounded smile played across his lips. Fox sat in his bed, half naked, head down between his arms. He'd never been so humiliated in his entire life. The one time he decided to go along his mortal desires, Sly was right there to watch the show. The one fucking time. Well, technically it was the second time, but that's beside the point. So, the first time he ever jacked off was by the fucking highway.
Oh my lord.
Yesterday.
Oh my god.
What in fucking underworld, and he'd been there, was that raccoon doing? Fox died and came back to life. His virginity was reset.
I like how Fox got a boner for the first time out on the highway and knew what he had to do in public.
Fuck.
I have no choice.
He took his pants off completely.
He still had a stock left.
Ass out against the highway. Is he set on stealing my so-called virtue? Steve doesn't count in parentheses. I guess Steve, the reptile, fucked him in the past in a previous story. The little thief, he mumbled. What if that's the case? An all too familiar voice came from the door. Fox glanced up, startled to find said raccoon leaning nonchalantly against the doorsill.
Why is he startled? Sly's been on his ass every scene since the fridge.
Yeah.
The thief threw up his arm, showing he was holding one of Jen's bobby pins. "May I come in?" he said, and closed the door behind him once inside the room, not waiting for an invitation.
I'd be really upset if my roommate lockpicked my door twice today.
Yeah.
Lockpicked my door, watched me come, then lockpicked my door again.
I'd be mad if my neighbor broke my lock by jamming his cane into the door frame.
Both times.
He smashed at my door with his cane.
The other roommates don't mind because they know it's in service of Yowie.
They don't mind because they're not the ones getting their doors broken down.
That's why they live there. There was a soft click coming from the lock, and Fox knew he was in trouble. He decided the best way to handle the situation was to act as his usual self, if not colder and more serious, but his confidence was faltering, and he knew the tremble in his voice didn't pass unnoticed. "Get out," he said as icy and as strongly as he could manage, standing up defiantly. Rock hard again. As his only response, Sly gave another step forward. I said, get out, Cooper. Fox tried again, this time letting out a bit of his temper. He snarled and showed his teeth at the thief, but to no avail. He just kept on approaching. As a last resort, Fox stepped backwards, forgetting the bed was right behind him and falling dead flat on it. It only took the blink of an eye. Next thing he knew, Sly Cooper, the Sly Cooper, was on top of him, nuzzling his neck. Stop! He struggled against Sly's grip, but his strength was nowhere to be found. After a few more minutes of turning and kicking air, Fox's mind went into a daze. Suddenly, everything around him disappeared. That is but one thing. Noticing the change, the raccoon took the opportunity to travel down farther down his partner's body, getting to the nipple. Fox couldn't contain the moan then. He quickly covered his mouth, but it was too late. Yep. Too much for you? He could hear Sly smirking through his voice. As fast as the brain may be, Fox's had been pretty slow up to that moment. He heard the challenge in the thief's tone, who had now stopped his playing and settled to watch the smaller one come to a resolution. The gray fox met his gaze and grinned. Isn't he more like brownish than gray?
Who?
Fox?
Yeah, he's brown.
Maybe he's old.
Or
Bring
it's
it
just an
on.
OC.
It's his black
true.
color. His alt.
Fox woke up in mid-morning the following day, aching all over, especially his butt. A little dizzy from lack of sleep, but feeling quite fresh. He walked to the kitchen to be received by a very annoyed... He fucked him all day?
Jesus Christ.
He just got home that morning, took a shower, and got fucked into oblivion. And now it's another day entirely.
Oh, Lord.
I'm sure the roommates are loving that.
Let's see, he was feeling quite fresh. He walked to the kitchen to be received by a very annoyed sister, ignored by Jen, who looked like she had gotten even less sleep than him, and a bright star shining from on top the counter. Good morning, sunshine. Sly waved a spoon at him, smiling broadly. Fox smiled as well, but wouldn't let anyone see that, and instead went back to his usual moody self. Sunshine your ass, Cooper, he said, crossing his arms and opening the fridge. Actually, I believe it was your ass, sweet dear, Sly smartly replied, getting the reacting he wanted. Still blushing but ignoring him, the fox bent down. You don't want to do that, Fox. Sly walked over without him noticing and placed himself right behind his buttocks. This is what I want for breakfast, he said.
You just fucked all day.
Sly's insatiable. The thievius raccoonus is full of hentai.
The cavernous rackanus.
Over the next half hour, the house was filled with mad screaming and laughing.
Oh my God.
The two girls only watched the men chase each other around, one intent to kill the other. Then Ashley walked over to the fridge as well. Fox, she called her twin brother, who dragged his new lover by the collar back into the kitchen, knife in hand. Yeah? What? He asked impatiently. Have you seen my yogurts?
Oh, no.
Yeah, they're in the door compartment, upper one, he said, turning to go, but again was interrupted. They're not there. Behind the mayo. Nope. Frowning, he let Sly go and walked over to where she was. After a minute of looking, he frowned again. They were here last I checked. He shrugged his shoulders. A moment of understanding passed between the twins as they started to look into each other's eyes. Slowly, they turned to look at the thief, who was once again sitting on the counter, slurping the last remains of a yogurt.
Bastard.
Jen was halfway up the stairs when a screeching noise almost brought the roof down on their heads. Sly Cooper! And the chase was on again. Errors anywhere? I haven't had time to revise it. Hope you liked. The end.
Yeah.
Does that say Star Fox in the tags?
It does.
Okay. It was just gray alt.
Mm-hmm. Gray alt with the twin alt.
Good choice.
What would you rate it?
Mission complete.
I give that the echoing of many fat noises over on an overpass, followed by fire.
I rate that the full 6-pack of Danimals.
You think Sly was in it for the Danimals sweepstakes?
Yeah, he met the monkey.
The Zach and Cody.
All the Gogurt.
I want that Yowie story. Leave a comment. Could you do one where Sly fucks Bonzo the monkey from Danimals?
Bonzo.
Please. I have a crippling Bonzo need.
Please.
His name's something stupid like that.
I believed it.
Mm-hmm.
Danimals monkey.
Showing pictures that match.
Pictures. You know what it looks like.
There's a lot of them.
It's bonsai, right?
Bonsai?
It ain't
sounds
bonsai, buddy.
They changed the fucking Danimals monkey.
Yeah.
Change.org. Change the Danimals monkey.
Bongo the monkey.
Bongo.
I was closer than I expected to be.
That's what I named my main character in Final Fantasy IX.
Whoa. You can look at this 3D bongo mask.
That's scary.
Oh god.
Yeah, remember when they had the fucking golden bongo Danimal drink?
I love that contest. Find the golden bongo.
I wanted it so bad. Find and win incredible prizes.
They don't even need to tell you what it is. Incredible prizes.
I found something cursed when I looked up Danimals. Apparently Sonic Dash had character customizations for the fucking Danimals.
Yo!
It's like the heat miser.
He looks like fucking Jimmy Neutron.
Bongo
He
got a
does.
battery design.
Mm-hmm. That's the peak bongo.
It is.
This picture just with Bongo drinking a Danimals and it says NGL, Bongo the Danimals monkey is kinda hot though.
God. This is the realm in which we inhabit.
I miss the panther.
And here's a picture of Bongo with a meme template that says, Uncle Barney said he'll get me Danimals for the Thanksgiving dinner. Oh God, I hope they're the new Danimals Extreme Smash and Passion Fruit. And then there's a caption under that says, OMG, I love Uncle Barney. He's the best, chef emoji. I'm gonna close my... What the... There's a naked black man censoring himself with a Danimal squeezable.
I think
What the fuck is sizzle?
I do like the crush cups. Oh my god.
You've gone deep enough in the Danimals hole. Turn it off.
Yeah.
Where's r/Danimals?
You were in. That was a Reddit post. You were on the first time.
I'm gonna close the Google tab. You got a fanfic you want to read?
Yes.
Go right ahead, buddy.
The story begins. Inspector Carmelita Montoya Fox of Interpol laid unconscious in a bathtub.
Oh!
The vixen had no idea that she was in a bathtub.
Oh.
One minute she was in her apartment watching something on TV. The next minute she found herself fighting a guy in a pig mask.
What do you think she was watching?
Star Wars Episode 6
Danimal commercial compilation.
on YouTube on her Roku.
She was trying to enter the sweet life of Zach and Cody trip.
I hope she didn't get her organs stolen.
She was calling the Sweet Life sweepstakes and telling them that she won, but she lost her Danimals wrapper. But please believe her.
Sly stole the wrapper and Bentley and gave him a fucking Mickey, and he was like, "Use this, Sly. Put it in her drink."
Use this, Sly. Fucking doped her Danimals.
Bentley giving him instructions on how to get Carmelita in bed.
He's staring at her through his binoculcom of Bentley in the corner.
Fucking holding this damn pill.
She just opened her bottle, Sly. Now quick, get her to go to the bathroom so we can replace the bottle with the golden bongo.
We know there's a golden bongo in that Danimal pack.
She just opened the pack, Sly.
No, I could see it with my X-ray specs. We have to get it before she gets that deep in the pack.
I've already briefed Murray. He's on his way to deliver her.
Murray fucking rips the door off the refrigerator and takes the whole box.
I've got the bongo, Sly. He'll be posing as her DoorDash delivery driver, and he's already planted the laxative in her McDonald's, Sly. When she goes to shit, you put the Mickey in her wine. And then we get the hell out of here.
Why are they drugging Carmelita so much?
They want to meet Zach and Cody so bad.
Why did they need to do both? Why did
If
Murray...
Carmelita finds out that she could have won the golden bongo, she will never let it go.
If they already got her to shit her brains out, why do they also need to drug her wine?
And then she doesn't get mad about the sweepstakes.
You're right.
Here's your McDonald's, ma'am.
Thanks, do I know you?
Nope.
Can I get a tip, though? Don't. It says I tipped in the app.
I didn't get it.
I just need a picture of the food. Could you set it back down?
The economy's kind of hard nowadays.
That would be just Bentley or Murray delivering her fast food would be more than enough of a distraction for Sly to get in the fridge.
True. Okay, anyway.
Oh, yeah. That got off course fast.
Bentley's voice fucking killed my throat instantly.
Carmelita's in a bathtub.
Naked.
Carmelita Fox was a pretty good fighter. She was no match for the guy in the pig mask. He knocked Carmelita out. Now Carmelita was in a bathtub. A light floated past her head. The vixen woke up to find herself submerged underwater. She struggled to get out of the water. In the process of her struggling, Carmelita's foot managed to unplug the bathtub. Carmelita got out of the bathtub. The vixen's entire body was soaking wet. The vixen cop struggled to stand up. The room she was in was pitch black. The room was so dark that Carmelita could barely see anything. The only thing that Carmelita could see in the dark room was a mysterious glow-in-the-dark letter X that was on the wall. Carmelita was scared. She decided to call out for help. "Help!" Carmelita yelled out. At first, she heard nothing. Then she heard a 13-year-old boy speak. "You don't need to shout," the 13-year-old boy said to the vixen cop. The orange vixen was relieved that there was somebody else in the room with her. Somebody that could actually help her. Somebody that could free her. "Can you tell me where I am?" Carmelita asked the boy. I don't exactly know," the boy said. "It's too dark to tell. Let me turn on the lights." The boy reached around in the dark until he felt the light switch. He turned on the lights. The light was blinding to Carmelita's eyes. Ah! Once the light comes on fully, Carmelita could now see that she was in some sort of bathroom. There was one toilet to the right of the Carmelita, while there were sinks near the wall.
Of the Carmelita?
Sure.
The one and only.
As always, we read these stories verbatim.
I was thinking this might be the Saw one for the Saw crossover I saw, but then I remembered the caption of that one was like, Sly and Murray have fun with Bentley, or something. That's something evil.
I mean, it's definitely still Saw. We got the pig mask.
Is there a pig there? I've never seen Saw.
The pig mask guy, drugs them all and brings them to the rooms.
Yeah, the pig masks are like his cult, essentially.
I only know of Jigsaw and his funny appearance in Scary Movie 4. Very funny.
There was a boy across from Carmelita. The boy looked to be about the age of 13. He had sandy blonde hair with piercing blue eyes. He was Caucasian. He wore a long-sleeved Star Trek t-shirt. He had on black... God fucking damn it, this better not be young Sheldon.
Oh no.
He's not blonde.
That's true.
Oh yeah, true.
Okay.
Thank God.
Phew. He wore a long-sleeved Star Trek t-shirt. He had on black pants. The boy wore Adidas shoes that were black and white. Any guesses on who the boy is? I didn't see it in the description. Blonde boy with Star Trek t-shirt, black pants.
The writer.
What striped t-shirt?
It's a Star Trek t-shirt.
A Star Trek?
He could be a
Blonde
self-insert,
Star
but it
Trek.
seems strange for a 13-year-old boy to know what Star Trek is.
That's a hard one. I don't know.
Gregory FNAF.
Lucas from Mother 3.
The vixen, on the other hand, had
Lucas
orange-brown
Crookshank.
fur. I need to know if she's naked. Hold on. The vixen, on the other hand, had orange-brown fur that covered her entire body. She had blue hair that was curly and currently sopping wet.
Ooh.
The vixen had an earring on her right ear. She wore a tan jacket. Damn.
Turn it off. Find one where she's naked.
She wore a tan jacket with a dark blue midriff top that zipped up to the front underneath the jacket. Around the vixen's neck was a choker that hung a badge underneath. That was her Interpol badge. She wore blue pants with boots. One of her boots was tied to a metal shackle. She was wearing pants and boots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gotta suck to be wet.
Pants, but it's probably short shorts.
Yeah, they're booty shorts.
One of her boots was tied to a metal shackle. The boy and the vixen looked at each other. The boy noticed that the vixen cop had a strange-looking gun that was in a holster that was clipped to her belt around her hip.
This is her friggin' Thieves in Time outfit. She usually wears pants.
Mm-hmm.
They left her a gun?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't.
Yeah,
That's fine, but I don't really like her model in game. Her model
Yeah.
is scary.
I agree. Yeah, she has a shock pistol.
There she is, fucking Fox McCloud. That's crazy. And there's Sly Cooper looking at her butt through his binocular. He's sending that straight to Bentley.
Hell yeah. I need you to do some reconnaissance.
Some reconnaissance. Sly, please. I'm paralyzed.
What are you showing me this?
Do
I
something
love Fred
for
Perry.
me. I'm gonna stop looking at Carmelita Rule 34.
Where
Clothes
are we?
incognito
Carmelita
toilet.
asked the boy. I think we're in a bathroom of some sort, the boy said to the vixen. The boy looked at the vixen. Did you just talk? The boy asked the vixen. Surprised that the vixen just talked. He really likes calling her a vixen.
Draco Malfoy.
That would be cool. I don't think he likes Star Trek. It would be really funny if Draco liked Star Trek, though.
That's just him trying to blend in.
I just really like Draco Malfoy.
Mm.
He's hilarious when he's raunchy.
Yes, I did just talk, the vixen said to the boy. Vixens don't talk, the boy said. And they certainly don't wear a police uniform. I thought vixen was just like an expression for a woman. Is that like an animal
A
thing?
vixen is a female fox.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
They also don't have big fucking gazongas either, little man.
Vixens don't have such round, voluptuous asses.
Like, wow.
Oh, jeez.
Because your pants are wet, I can kind of see the outline of your underwear. He's like, okay.
You've got a thigh gap, but I can see your ass cheeks appearing from below.
You're
It's
under-
kind of incredible.
You're under arrest.
Buddy, I'm a cop.
Your clothes look kind of wet. Did you want to take them off?
Let them dry over there.
Over there.
On the toilet. On the floor.
Yeah, well, vixens can be whatever they want to be, Carmelita said in a Spanish accent. I gotta start doing that. I don't know how to do that.
Yeah, good luck. Alienate every Spanish fan.
The boy looked down and saw a seemingly dead body of a man.
What's-
Holy shit.
What's that?
What is that?
Mister? Are you okay? The man was lying Fuck. The man was lying face down in a pool of blood. There was a gun in his hand. From the looks of things, it looked like somebody who just shot himself in the head.
Oh, no.
The vixen cop also saw the dead body. Oh my god, the 13-year-old boy said.
Not to get too off topic, but we just got a push notification for our Crossing the Line Twitter, which you should follow, by the way, of someone at Helen, and it just says, getting fingered at Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
What?
Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
That's what it says. We just got a push notification that just said getting fingered, and it's tagged at Mr. Toad's Wild Ride.
What do we ever
verified.
talk about that's like legitimately horny on Twitter? I don't know.
I don't
Get
know. We get such shitty
Fucking-
push notifications on this account. It sucks.
that. Anyway. Oh my god. The vixen was even more shocked than the human. Never in all her years of working in Interpol had she ever encountered a thing so horrifying and shocking as the dead body.
No one's ever been dead.
What's your name? The boy asked the vixen cop. Oh my god. Anyway, what's your name? Oh yeah.
Did you
Wet
do-
lady.
Did you do that? Will you make me feel better?
My name is... How do I do a Spanish accent? I legitimately don't know.
Remember that
Mexican accent or
remember
South
that
American?
Remember that guy from Benchwarmers who was the ringer for the team, even though he wasn't actually a kid? They paid him. They paid the ref off so he could play. Like
kind
that.
of. What the fuck kind of reference is that?
Do that. They played the song Gasolina. Then he stepped on Rob Schneider's hand.
Okay, I'm channeling Pitbull a little bit. That's helping.
Goodbye, hello, amigo friends.
My name is Carmelita Montoya Fox of Interpol. The vixen said to the boy. What's yours?
Stop calling her a vixen.
I'm David Guinness. The boy said to Carmelita.
I'm
Look
Googling.
at it. David and Carmelita stood there for a few moments. They tried to move, but they discovered that they couldn't move their feet as they were shackled to a pipe. They were stuck there. The two felt their pockets and took out a single envelope that had their names on it.
It just brought up someone's Facebook page.
Oh
Okay,
no.
let's see what he looks like. Canonically.
He's a dog.
Oh, okay.
He's not a 13-year-old boy that likes Star Trek.
The two felt their pockets and took out a single envelope that had their names on it. David opened his envelope first. He discovered a tiny cassette tape inside the envelope. What is that? Carmelita asked David. It's a cassette tape, David said to Carmelita. Carmelita opened up her envelope and took out a tiny cassette tape as well. It was then that they both noticed that there was a microcassette player in one of the dead person's hands. The dead man was located right in the middle of the floor. The body was out of reach for both Carmelita and David. There was nothing for them to reach the microcassette player. Then David got a brilliant idea. Carmelita, look around for something to reach the cassette player, David said. That's your brilliant idea.
Oh my god.
I can't reach. Why is there more than one Saw crossover with Sly Cooper?
Kids love writing Saw stories. I don't
I
know.
hate kids.
I just thought this one was funny because there's a boy in it.
A non-disclosed boy.
It's like, make one of the characters Sly Cooper and the other one is just a child. No one in particular.
Vixens don't talk. Also, where are we? Who's that?
Oh my god. Anyway. Who are you? Carmelita looked around the room for something that would be able to reach the cassette player. She found the drain plug for the bathtub in the bathtub. Carmelita picked up the drain plug. She took off her coat. The vixen tied the rope around the coat. She threw her coat towards the microcassette player. The drain plug didn't reach it the first couple times, but after the third time, the drain plug finally snagged the tape player. Carmelita dragged the player towards her. She opened up the cassette player and put the tape in. She closed the player and pressed the play button. A gravelly voice came through the player. Rise and shine, Carmelita. You're probably wondering where you are.
Jigsaw
would be very cool if he
sounded like that.
What does he sound like? He just sounds like a guy.
I'd like to play a game, but I like your voice better.
Okay.
I'd like to play a game.
You
It
might
just
be.
sounds like chills.
I'd like to play a game.
He would be a terrifying Jigsaw.
You would
You
be.
might be in the room that you die in. Up until now, you've simply sat in the shadows watching criminals live out their lives. But what do voyeurs see when they look into the mirror? Now I see you as a strange mix of someone brave yet sympathetic, but mostly just pathetic. So, are you going to watch yourself die today, Carmelita? Or do something about it? The voice said through the tape player. Carmelita was outraged by the audio message. She was a decent and honest cop who worked hard at Interpol. She wasn't some pathetic woman.
David threw his tape over at Carmelita. She caught the tape in her hands. She put David's tape in there.
David didn't warn her before throwing it. David's lucky she caught that and didn't blast him.
Really?
She put David's tape in there. She pressed play. The same gravelly voice spoke again.
Mr. Guinness, this is your wake-up call.
He's 13. What do you mean, mister?
What do you mean, wake up call?
You've had it too good for too long, kid.
Like, seriously, a C? Do you know how easy school is?
Man, if I could do grade school again, I would destroy the grade school.
I'd fuck you up.
On your left is a thesaurus for vixen. You have 2 minutes to find 20 more ways to refer to a female fox. If not, the dome will close.
Ma'am, Miss, bitch.
Carmelita, you have to saw your leg off, sorry.
Come on, man.
Before David can come up with 20 words.
You have to saw your leg off before. Or what?
Or else you will be corrected by this boxing glove tied to a string. Tied to a spring.
I've got like 19. I can't think of another one. David, don't. David! David, hold on.
This is a medical disorder. This is a bitch. Bitch.
Oh, cunt. I can't believe that was in the thesaurus.
Mr. Guinness, this is your wake-up call. Every day of your working life, you have given people the news that they're gonna die soon. Now you will be the cause of death. Your aim in this game is to kill Carmelita Fox. You have until 6 o'clock to do it. There's a man in the room with you. When there's that much poison in your blood, the only thing left to do is shoot yourself. There are ways to win this, hidden all around you. Just remember, X marks the spot for the treasure. If you do not kill Carmelita by 6 o'clock, then your family will die, Mr. Guinness. And I'll leave you here in this room to rot.
I assumed they were like across from each other, so with their chains they wouldn't be able to reach each other to begin with. So he's gonna have to find a poison gas and gas her out.
Let the game begin. Follow your heart.
The teenage boy was beyond
Follow
shocked.
your heart.
I love you.
Oh my god.
Follow your nose to the fruity taste that shows.
The teenage boy was beyond shocked by the message. A man told David to kill an Interpol officer by 6 o'clock or his entire family would die. David couldn't fathom the idea of his family dying. I know that voice, Carmelita said to David. That's John Kramer. The end. That's Cosmo Kramer, the ass man.
I wonder where I can go on my epic quest for hentai.
Were we supposed to know David Guinness? Why did he tell he's told people they're gonna die? What?
I don't know. I looked it up and got nothing, so...
David Guinness die.
David Guinness saw, maybe?
Maybe.
But I don't know. I rate that story 13 years.
I rate that story a 13-year-old boy who's had it too good for too long.
I rate that Jigsaw setting up a fucking snare trap for a fox and then Carmelita stepping into it when she gets out of the bathtub.
He's like,
He's in a fucking Elmer Fudd level hunting outfit.
The little Jigsaw and an Elmer Fudd hat.
The little Jigsaw, the little puppet with the big hat and the fucking gun.
Thanks, Billy, do it.
Yeah. Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to this spectacular episode of Crossing the Line. On our next exciting episode, our topic's going to be Resident Evil.
Whoa! Sounds good.
I look very much forward to the iterations of Jill Sandwich that any other character could become.
Hell yeah.
Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Spotify, Join our Discord, links below. I also stream on twitch.tv/swelltimegpool. Steven draws art. Elias has kicked Twitter to the curb, so don't at him.
I'm working on Elden Ring right now. And also, I'm not going to be on social media again until I complete my journey to open a business.
But you can reach him in the Discord, so join the Discord.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Steven, you want to plug? You gonna tell the world what you're working on?
Working on more comic, working on more models. Hope you guys like it when it comes out.
I saw your list. You said you want to do some pussy studies, and I saw amongst a few women you had LTG on there as well.
I didn't have LTG in there.
You said you wanted to draw LTG and post it and say pussy studies.
Study of a pussy.
I am
Call out. Blue Breed versus VLTG on Smash Ultimate Wi-Fi.
First to 5, you ain't shit.
We are reading more My Immortal. It's just going to come out at a later date.
It'll come out sooner than you could imagine, baby. Probably. We'll see.
Just backlogging some of it so it can come out on a set schedule when it's time.
In a timely manner.
Okay, look forward to all that, and good night. We'll see you in the next episode.
Good night, guys.
Good night, and have a wonderful tomorrow. And if it's your birthday today, happy freaking birthday to you.
Oh my god.